Okay guys, we're going to do a two-in-one tutorial here. So I'm going to show you the basic outline of After Effects and some things you can do. And I'm also going to show you how to do the green screen in Premiere. So let's do everything in Premiere that we can, okay? So first off, I'm going to show you After Effects. So if I'm in my Finder and I go up to Applications, we find it in the Adobe suite, so go up to the top, Adobe, and then there's a folder with After Effects. You want to open that up and go to that right there and double click that. So once it opens, it looks like this. Okay, it's a little different than the windows we've been working with. There's only one main window we're going to see video on. And this project window is where we're going to put all our files. But down here, where normally we call the sequence in Premiere and in Final Cut Pro, this is now called a composition. So the first thing we want to do when we get in After Effects is go up here to Composition and say New Composition. So let's just take whatever it gives us there. And then now we got our window here, and then down below we see that Comp 1. And we have Comp 1 here. So it's like a sequence in Premiere. So now let's go ahead and import. Now you guys remember, you're going to do as much as you can in Premiere. So you're importing one file only. That's it. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm just going to take one file here and bring it in. So what do we got here? I'm just going to take one of these files, bring that in. So remember, you might have trouble even with audio, so make sure all your audio is there from Premiere. And even if you have some problems with that, it's fine. We can always just import out and fix some stuff up in Premiere, but we just want to put our effects and our text graphics and such in here in After Effects, okay? So now I've got my film here, or video imported in the project window. I'm just going to drag it down into my composition, and there's a little file there. So again, I can magnify things by zooming in on this so we can see the file a little more clearly. And I'm just going to drag it to the start, and then we can see things, okay? So it's got a little file here. Now, this is where things get a little hinky. I can drag my playhead and see things, okay? But in After Effects, we have to kind of render everything. So there's a thing called RAM playback here. So a RAM preview. So I'm going to press that button. It's always over here in the preview. I'm going to press that, and it's going to build a preview for us. It's going to test your patience. So see how it did a little green thing there, and it built a preview. My computer's a little faster than your guys, so when you build that preview, the green line is going to show up, and I can play the video. Okay? If I hit that button again, we'll hear the audio too. Okay? So let's go back, and now let's start trying to put some stuff on. So I've got one file, right? I'm going to make sure it's selected. And now say I do want to put something on, but I only want it to be on one part of the file. Say I want to start affecting something right here. What I would do is I would put the playhead where I want it, then I go up to Edit, and I go Split Layer. See? And now it's segmented it into two different files. That's what's going to happen. So let's just start by, let's just throw a random, so I'm going to put an effect on there. Up here in Effect, there's all these really cool things that I really want you to experiment with. Let's just go to Generate, and there's stuff here like lightning or something. So I'm going to throw that on. Lightning appears. So now it's all the black screen, which is transparent. I want to go over to this button here and put that Composite on Original. I want to click that, and then we can see this through that, okay? So now when we get into, see these things here, I can drag this around, I can move my lightning and all this sort of stuff. There's lots of ways for you to manipulate the effects in After Effects. And one of the ways you're going to do it is through this. So I picked that I want it to be on this file, the effect. I'm going to drop it down. And then you've got all these things here, drop down menus. So effects, and then there's my advanced lightning. And I'm going to go one more time. And now I can start sort of keyframing in here. So keyframing is that little button. So say all I want to do here is I want to go put that on, and now it put a keyframe, see? And now I'm going to move my playhead and say it there. I want it to be moved. So I'm just going to do this here. I'm going to move that and see what happens. See? It's moving it over there. So I have keyframes, meaning that when I do my RAM preview, it's going to move for me already. Okay, so I didn't really make it dramatic, so it's hard to really see. You can just see it there if I drag it. Okay, some little stuff going there. So lots of keyframing. So these little buttons turn on the keyframes, see? And then I can start sort of manipulating from there. So let's just close that one up. And let's go back, and I'm going to split the layer again right about here. Edit, split there, and I'm going to make some text over here, like all those graphics, okay? So see, we only had it on that one, and that effect's on there too. So my text tool is pretty easy. I'm going to go up to that text right there. And once I go and click on here, it's going to create a layer for me. All right, so that text right up there. So now I can just go and start writing things. You can see it kind of barely there. If I select it, now it's created an object for me. Okay? So now when I go into my layers, again, text, let's see, transform would be like the size and the opacity, all that sort of stuff, like the scale. So if I do that, I can make it bigger just by dragging that open. Now the cool thing about After Effects is that I go up here to animations. So if I click that animations and I say browse presets, it's going to open up a thing called Bridge, okay? And Bridge is a container for all these in-the-box animations that will affect in it'll do your effect in After Effects. So of course we just have to be patient for a second here. No. So this opens up and I've got all these in-the-box animations. So there's one here for text. There's a thing for text. I'm going to open that up. And now it's got all these super cool things. So let's say like animate in. I'm just going to click that. So now it's going to kind of audition these effects for me. So if I just click it, it shows me what it does over here. Okay? So say I like that. If I do like that and I want it to be on, because I have that text layer selected in After Effects, all I have to do is double click this and it fired in. So see that fade in? That animation is in there. All right, so if I can, it's hard to see my text right now, but see it's doing that thing there. There we go. Okay? So very simply, guys, there's tons of stuff to play with. This is gonna really test your patience because, as I said before, After Effects really takes up a lot of RAM. I don't know if you can even hear it in this recording, but my fan is just going 100% because it's using up so much of the CPU right now. So be patient. Please ask a lot of questions. If there's specific stuff you want to do in After Effects, like I don't know, I want to make Lightning do something, just go to YouTube and press After Effects Lightning and there's tons of tutorials and maybe it might help you do this stuff. But you can ask me, that's good. And then there's a text there, no problem. And then ask me some stuff and I will come and help you, but please be patient and just experiment, okay? And then when you're done all this, we can export that out and I'll help you do that again. So one other thing in this tutorial quickly is in Premiere, I'm going to show you how to do the green screen. So sorry, Rand and Abby, I have your stuff open here. So I'm going to go and pick this file. Okay, there it is. So I'm going to move it up a layer, okay? Because that's how we see things here. I'm going to move it up, and whatever I put beneath that, you're going to see through the green screen. So first, we have to take out the green. So what I'm going to do is I have that layer selected. I'm going to go over to my effects here, okay, down on this thing. And I already have it open, but in the folder, it's keying. The process is called keying. And I'm going to go to that ultra key down here. There's a whole bunch of different stuff. This one's pretty good. So all I do is I drag that onto the green screen, all right? And then, of course, I have my effect controls, and it is put under the ultra key. So I'm going to drop this down. So in this version of Adobe, the eyedropper it crashed it. So don't use the eyedropper. What you want to do is click on the color, and then let's try and eyeball that green. Okay? So, like we're trying to match it. I know it's a little bit hinky, but let's just try and get as close as possible, then we can start to work with it, okay? That looks pretty close. So all I'm going to do is press OK, and then see, it already started doing stuff for us. So it took out all that stuff. But now I can start trying to clean it up, these matte cleanups and stuff. So let's try the matte generation one maybe. Tolerance, if I go and crank on that a bit, it changes some stuff, right? So again, it's just gonna matter how close you get it on that original thing. So let's try and see this choke here. See, that helps a lot too. But the thing is that it's gonna even, that black now is transparent. So whatever I drag beneath it, you're gonna see. So I'm just gonna move this video over, put it right underneath, and now we see Rhiannon and Abby are in another film, which is in the hallway. And I can move them around in this. Once I have the file selected, I can drag this to make them smaller and stuff. So it's all pretty cool. So let's, if there's any questions, just please let me know. So you got the green screen and the After Effects tutorial, and then you can ask me about that stuff any old time.